This video has found you because you are building an online community, a business, following your purpose, and you are a woman, and your client base is mainly women. In order to have expansion that doesn't require you to chase, to shapeshift, to overgive, to all these kind of patterns, and you want to actually just get money from being you, then you have to do sisterhood wound work because you have had a sisterhood that would have been your family, like your siblings, your mum, your grandparents, your cousins, whatever that world looks like for you. So you would have had sisterhood wounds from the beginning because of the way that women have not been in their healthiest, fullest expression. So therefore, when you're going online and you're trying to build a community and expand and build your wealth, these wounds will block you in how big your expansion is. I noticed when I started my business, I had a masterclass where I got like thousands of people that signed up, and I had a whole body rash like all over me. And I followed the strategies. I did like ads, I worked with a marketing company, and we got all the people in the room. And I still converted the amount that I normally convert. And the reason why was my nervous system was protecting me from carrying more. And the reason why was inside my body was the belief that women were not safe, that sisterhood wasn't safe. Having more clients wasn't going to be good for me, that it was going to be scary because I had just a lot of unresolved things with sisterhood and with women that I hadn't resolved. I've already done a couple of videos about balancing your masculine and feminine energy, and I do start to go through this there, which is what are the archetypes that you're embodying in your feminine that are in your life, inside or externally, that you need to balance out so that your feminine is able to tell you what your next steps are, right? So I've already done that. And if you haven't seen them, I'll pop the videos down so you can catch up on those two videos because they're really helpful. Today, what I wanted to speak about is the toxic sisterhood kind of energy that we've had around sisterhood and being a woman and our relationships with each other, and really give you an opportunity to heal these so that you can feel safe in growing your audiences, especially when they are women. You'd have to do similar work with men too. Healing the masculine wound is good for that. Patriarchy has affected our relationship to each other. It's made relationships with our mothers, where there could be enmeshment, there could be you're being the parent, there could be competition with your mother, and then with your siblings and your cousins and aunties, whoever you have around you when you were growing up. So one big theme I saw, which really stopped me from being in my power, was the fear of jealousy of women. I'm a sensitive being, so I could really feel when other women were feeling jealous about me maybe doing better. Maybe I got the guy's attention, or maybe I got the pay rise, or maybe I was following my path and they weren't. And I would feel their jealousy. And that would feel dangerous to my system because it would be like, I'm going to lose love if I pursue this. Almost like, where is jealousy holding you back? Is it stopping you from going towards what you want? Is it making you afraid of that? Is it something that you're using to attack yourself so it stops you from doing it? So you're so jealous about other people that you cannot bring yourself to actually get in the game. So really explore and get journal as well about the women in your life when you were growing up and if there was jealousy there. So I come from a big Indian family, so there's like uncles and aunties and all kinds of people. But I certainly noticed very young me being compared to other people my age, and then me being compared with my mum and her body. There's so much inappropriateness, and this still goes on to this day. I can't even get my head around it. But it's just really important to like write these things down so that you can understand that there'll be a protective part of you that's like, sorry, we are not going to let you have that growth because we think women are not safe. So that's why each of the themes I'm going to talk about. So jealousy is one. And the antidote to that is finding your own self-worth and taking action towards the goals, but also noticing how younger parts of you were affected by jealousy and bringing them up to the present moment. And so if now, for example, if now somebody is jealous of me, she's going for her dreams, she has a YouTube channel or she has a business or my relationship or whatever, I'm like, that's just none of my business. That I'm still safe even if they're, because that's a projection, that's just where they're at. I literally teach people how to do what I do. They could literally just pay me and I'll teach them how to do it, or they could watch my videos. So I've really almost spoken to those parts of me and made them go, jealousy isn't a bad thing. Jealousy isn't something for us to be hyper vigilant about. Jealousy is not something for us to protect ourselves from, because there will be jealousy as part of you growing and expanding. That's normal, but you don't need to overly protect yourself. I was watching the Kylie documentary recently and how much she was attacked for her success at the beginning of her career. So that is part of the process. You may have that, but knowing that if you've got a strong center, that doesn't really matter. Loads of successful women get really badly attacked, but actually going like, how will I take care of myself in that situation? Really writing about what things are you afraid of and how would you be the self-leader in that situation? So those parts of you actually go, you know what, I actually feel safe to have this thing. The next thing is codependency. A lot of our female relationships is like, I'm only okay if they're okay, feeling responsible for people's feelings. This comes from early childhood. Me personally, my mum was in a highly abusive relationship, which she wasn't happy in. And she couldn't really talk about that with anyone but me. And she didn't feel safe. So I helped her to feel safe. And that was just an unhealthy dynamic. So if she didn't feel good, I would be the person that she took it out on. Or if she was feeling lonely or upset, it was going to be me that she was like kind of working that out with. And that meant that with women, I felt very responsible for their emotions. I felt like I had to mother them. There was a lot of enmeshment. So a lot of my relationships were really unhealthy because of that, because I felt like that was my role. So it was learning, coming out of codependency and becoming interdependent, if that's the word. So this means that we are like ourselves, feeling our own energy, taking care of ourselves, doing our own self, like self-worth, self-care, all that kind of stuff. I'm able to relate to people, but we're not trying to fix them. We're not trying to help them bypass their feelings. We're not trying to be their coaches or their mentors or anything like that. We're just having relationships with people that where it's like it's safe for us to express something. They're reciprocal relationships rather than feeling like you need to give something in order to get love. So it's a real tidying up again. Again, review all of your younger relationships. Where was their codependency? Where was their enmeshment? How are you still embodying this today? And where do you need to change that? There's some great books like Stop People Pleasing, Codependent No More, ones that I really love, and High Functioning Codependency. These books really talk about this identity and how it plays out in your adult life. You basically want to tidy that up because you don't want to build an audience of hundreds of thousands of people and be super codependent with them all, because you're going to be sick. It's not going to be enjoyable. You're going to be in a trauma response. Next one, manipulation. So this is where women are manipulating for power, for love, because there's that underlying thing of I'm not safe just being me. I'm not enough on my own. So I need to do some manipulation, maybe with the way that I look or the things that I say. I think for me, where I'm at in my healing journey, I can really notice. I think we all can really when something's not authentic, and but that can feel very normal because when you've had a lot of that, like manipulation, like people saying certain things to you so you have a certain perspective. It's again noticing that, noticing where are you doing manipulation and where are you being manipulated, and really looking at that and cleaning those energies up. And then where has that been in the past? This is where there's like a lot of gaslighting. This is where there's a lot of like, manipulating of people so they see the world in a certain way. I feel like in my life, I've had certain female relationships that manipulated me so that they would have more power over me. Or they had to kind of feel they were better so than me. Even that we couldn't be the same. I got married a lot later in life and having children a lot later in life. And I find that in certain female relationships, there's little things that they're saying, which is like subtle kind of manipulation power games, where it's like that's how they feel better than you. or it's just horrible. Can we just stop doing that, please? Why do we need to do that with each other? Why do we need to talk to each other like that? So again, it's cleaning that up within ourselves and going, where am I being really in my ego with other women? And even as a mentor, and even so, someone that has a business, not thinking that you're better than somebody or manipulating them to feel that you are so that you get some sort of power. And it's like, it's really tidying that up, because that's so the shadow of the feminine. And it's actually like a real overhang from patriarchy and being like, there's this hierarchy system. I'm better than you because I follow these rules, and making people feel shit about it. Tidy that up, guys. Like, tidy it up in yourself, call it out in other people, set boundaries, speak your truth, and tidy that up. So other people don't make you feel shit about yourself, okay? And if they do, you don't want to spend time with those people. You want to end those relationships. You want to have boundaries. In my life, I started to evolve and started to expand and follow my soul path. I experienced a lot of this from people. It's like they would try and put me back in my place, put me back in the box that I was in, the one where I thought I was nothing and no one, and I was a victim of child abuse, and I lived my life like I was a victim, and people just reminding me in subtle ways that they were actually better than me. It's cleaning that up, having boundaries, not being around those people, removing them from your life if you need to, because you want to feel safe in sisterhood, because then you're going to feel safe to expand the sisterhood, expand the community, expand the money. If you don't feel safe like that, you're not going to do it. There's going to be something within you protecting you. Another one is victim consciousness. It kind of follows into the I don't have power over my situation. When you can be, instead of the victim, you can be the creator. So it's like, I don't have power over myself. I don't have power over having regular income. I don't have power over my purpose succeeding. That's just not true. You are consciously creating everything. And even when it's not happening, it's often because you're just in survival programs. I've shared lots on here about the nervous system and things that we're doing in the present that are actually blocking us from what we actually really want. So just cleaning that up. And also, I want to say, a lot of us, especially those of us who were abused as kids, we got love for being a victim because people feel sorry for us and they pity us. And that is not the same as love, right? So have a little evaluation of your relationships thus far. Where do they like you as the victim? Could be keeping you in the role of the victim because you get love that way. That was something coming up for me, because I actually received love in sisterhood, in friendship, in my family, for being the person that made other people feel better about their lives. So sometimes you can hold on to an identity like that, because you're actually going to lose people when you decide, I'm not the victim anymore, I am the creator. So becoming very aware, how is that showing up inside you? Like how you're being the victim, but how you're relating to the world like I'm a victim, relating in relationships. Who in your world likes you like that? It could even be your audience. It could even be the clients that you've had thus far, because this is my story. I have had all these horrible things happen to me, and this is my story. But now I don't see myself as a victim. I see myself as somebody that is such like a powerful woman that has overcome things that loads of people couldn't even dream of overcoming. And out of love, I love helping others to do the same. And I don't see it as I'm less than somebody because my story is different, because I was later to get married, or I was later to have success, or I was later to have money. No, because all those bad experiences meant I create from alignment and from my heart, and it's not ego-led. So really notice where victim consciousness is showing up in your relationship, showing up in your sisterhood right now, and tidy that up. Make sure your victim consciousness isn't going into your content. Make sure it's not being created into the world. Really clean up where that is. Then we have the attention addiction kind of thing, which is really looking for outside validation that you are enough and you are worthy. This like the constantly of the checking of the social media that you're creating in the world, any work that you're doing. I need the outside world to tell me that I'm enough. Needing like other people to give you attention so that you feel enough, needing almost like sisterhood and women needing each other because we need that attention, but actually it's just because we don't feel enough on our own. So that really is about self-connection and really building that connection with self. So you're not looking for it outside of yourself. So when you notice you are looking outside of yourself for it, like how are you giving that to yourself? Before, I used to have a lot of friends, and because I needed somebody else to tell me I was okay or that my perspective was okay. I couldn't find that within. Whereas now I don't need those kind of relationships in my life because I can find that within. And actually, it's so much more enjoyable for me to be in relationships where we have similar values. We're both expanders, we're both creating things. Next one is like gossip and competitiveness. That's just like a lower vibe energy where we're like shaming other people. It's just ego at the end of the day. It's protective, but it's just clearing that up. Like, where am I doing that? Like, where am I being judgmental about other women because it makes me feel better about myself? And just clearing that up. And where are women doing that to me? Like, what relationships are kind of low vibe and there are about gossiping and competition? Where are those in my life? Where do I need boundaries? Where do I need to clear this up? Now, the whole purpose of this and the masculine and balancing your masculine and feminine energy is that you will then feel safer to hold more women. If you don't feel like women are good for you, feel like they're your people, then you're going to push it away. And I always recommend with this as well is that you get very, very clear on what your standards for the female relationship is. So in your friendships, in your family, in your community that you're building, in your clients, getting really clear, what do I want, what don't I want, and allow yourself to create an experience with women which is at a higher standard rather than what we see as normal in the world. There's so many of us women that don't want to live like that anymore. We want to collaborate with each other, we want to rise with each other, we want to support each other, we want to create safe communities with each other. So really getting clear of what those things are and then tidying up your embodiment within yourself and within your relationships. This isn't easy, right? I've had to lose a lot of people along the way that I have loved so much, but they are not capable of having a healthier feminine relationship together. And I just had to accept that I wanted more from my female relationships. And as a result, I've seen the standard of quality of my clients changing and improving and being more in alignment. I've seen friendship that's really beneficial to both of us, and there is no competition. One of my really good friends, we do really similar work. I feel like we're just getting the same downloads all of the time. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to meet up and we're going to like just write about what it is that we're both doing, but what makes us different. Like, we're actually collaborating when we, if you like, we're competitors for the same kind of client. But there's a difference in us, right? Like, I have got my experience, she's got her story, I've got mine. And almost like we're sitting together to go, like, what is the difference between your story and my story? Because that tells us who we're here to serve. And that's so beautiful. I have amazing friends that they're going through similar things and we share those things with each other and we support each other's businesses and our dreams, and we don't put pressure on, and we are okay. We don't hear from each other for a while, or like the space. So supportive of us becoming the best, most healthiest version of ourselves. And if you are looking to expand your community and your life, you really need, this is about the environment that you're creating in the relationships within in your life, the outer and inner relationships, your outer or inner circle relationships. They are creating an environment, and women are very sensitive to relationships. So you want to make sure that the people around you are right. If they're not, there will be a grieving process of that, of like letting these people go. I've had to let go of so many people, but I actually feel safer on the planet because of it, because I don't have to hear those perspectives or those things that don't feel aligned to me and make me feel really icky. And because of that, I have more capacity, I have more life force to create and to be of service and to build the life that I actually really want. So do make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to do some more videos around healing these shadows. And don't forget, next week, I am in the first week of June 2026, I'm doing a live experience, 1 hour per day, where we are going to be meeting as a community to clear through shadows at each chakra level. That week experience is £33, and you can come join us live or you can catch the replay afterwards. And you're going to really see the benefit of the being the community, because the really healing way that we can heal these sister wounds is to show our nervous system that actually female relationships are not bad for me. And you do that by being in spaces that are where you are held, where you are understood, where you are seen. So come and join us, because that's the work that we do. You cannot expand on your own, guys. You need support. That is the healthier way of sisterhood, but it needs to be the right support that supports you in expanding and being the greatest version of you. And I'm sad to say, a lot of our existing sisterhood structures are not supportive of our expansion, are not supportive of us becoming our best versions because of all these things that I speak about, like the jealousy, the competition, the gossiping, the codependency, the power games, the I need you to be a victim and then I feel okay about myself. All of this shadow shite is stopping us from having healthy relationships with each other. And women need women. Could go off on a tangent here, but like I remember when didn't get married until I was 40. So loads of people in my life were already married. And I remember as soon as they'd get married, it was almost like they would fall off the face of the earth. And I remember when I got married, I was like, yeah, I really love my husband and he's amazing. But I really want women in my life where I can talk about all the things that I'm feeling and experiencing and the season that I'm in. And we support each other and we grow together and we evolve and we're each other's family. That's kind of the experience I wanted. But what I was experiencing time and time again was, a martyr friend who's like giving 500% to her children, which, okay, I understand that you want to give to your children, but has nothing for herself or for her own sisterhood, does not value sisterhood. Or like the friend who's competitive with you or slightly digging at you and attacking you. Gosh, it's 2026. Can we please sort out this stuff? Because we are so much stronger together. We really rise together. So clearing these things within ourselves and in our relationships means we attract something different. And then if enough of us do it, sisterhood gets healthy, which I think is something that's going to benefit all of us. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. And for those of you that can join me at Expansion Code, I'd love to see you there.